To become champion in the PFL, you must master moment after moment.
Center of the smart cage they go.
4 fights in 8 months, the toughest test in MMA. Now, the journey is almost complete.
I want to win it for him so bad.
So they're to the championship.
The work nearly done for the biggest night in MMA.
$1 million opportunity.
6 title fights for $6 million. We've seen this event change lives.
Larissa Pacheco, one of the biggest upsets in our sport.
Again, 12 fighters are on the brink of history. After moments of precision, strength, creative genius, and unwavering fortitude, who will find that final flash of brilliance? The Canadian who learned from the best before carving his own name into the record books. Or the small-town kid from Utah, whose ferocity in the cage is only rivaled by his toughness out of it. The 6'8" Brazilian with uncommon power and agility. Or the combat sambo champ with clinical finishing talent. And that's just 2 of 6 world title fights on this massive night. Who will make this their moment with everything on the line? This is what they've worked for. This is what they've fought for. This is the 2023 PFL World Championship.
It all comes down to tonight. 2023 PFL World Championship brought to you by Celsius. We are here in our nation's capital where 12 fighters will be chasing $1 million checks. The Anthem, a sold-out crowd expected tonight to watch the potential for history to be made. Fighters already in the building. There's Gabriel Braga, only 25 years of age, already on the verge of his first world title, potentially, but standing across from him tonight will be Jesus Pinedo, looking to hang that Peruvian flag over the smart cage and celebrate his home country's first MMA World Championship. This is the 2023 PFL World Championship pre-fight show presented by Celsius. Our main event tonight, the Canadian Gangster, Olivier Aubin-Mercier, looks to go back-to-back against Cassius Clay Collard. Heavyweight co-main event, Dennis Goldsop and Renan Ferreira. Women's MMA history could be made as Larissa Pacheco looks to chase a second title in a second weight class. You can see some blue corner favorites here. Magomed Karimov and Impuka Sanganai are favorites in the welterweight and light heavyweight world titles. And how about some showcase bouts featuring 2-time champions Kayla Harrison and Ray Cooper III. We'll start the action right here on ESPN Plus, our early card. First fight at 5:30 Eastern, some showcase bouts. The return of the grandson of Muhammad Ali, Biagio Ali Walsh, in an amateur showcase. And how about a featherweight world title with the fighters I just showed you, Gabriel Braga, a favorite over Jesus Pinedo. Sean O'Connell and Kenny Florian and Randy Couture here beside the PFL Smart Cage, getting ready for 6 world title bouts. And Randy, this isn't the first time. You're not your first rodeo calling these PFL World Championship fights. But what's your favorite PFL Championship memory?
Well, I think since the PFL started, I became a fan of Ray Cooper III. The backstory of him avenging his father's loss from he witnessed at 12 years old. Every time he runs out of that cage, the ferocity that he brings. He faced a very formidable Magomed Karimov. He's losing this fight, and he's already lost to Magomed one other time in a championship final. Magomed looked a big shot, and here comes the power of Ray Cooper. Beautiful right hand on the money. This guy brings it every single time he steps into that cage, and I get excited when he comes out of that tunnel. He brings that ferocity. It's very rare in our sport. Ray Cooper III was the memory I remember most.
That was a 2021 comeback knockout. Okay, same question for you, Kenny Florian. Your favorite PFL Championship moment?
Well, who doesn't like a good underdog story? And for me, it happened last year in the women's 155-pound division when Larissa Pacheco was able to edge out Kayla Harrison in one of the best fights that I've seen. This was back and forth. Pacheco was on fire all year long. She finally gets it done against her rival. Just an amazing performance. If you want to be a legend, you got to beat a legend, and I think that's exactly what happened there.
You know, the polite thing would be for you to ask me my favorite championship moment. But I guess my answer is probably predictable. So we'll just get to the main event tonight. Let's talk about the Canadian Gangster, OAM, and Cassius Clay Collard. A stellar matchup. One of the most exciting fighters in the sport, and Clay Collard trying to steal the glory from a guy who already has a PFL lightweight belt, and we'll start with him. OAM, he's talked about maybe this being the last ride. Does he go out on top?
Well, you know, he's had a phenomenal year. Has actually looked even better than he did last year. Has always been strategic, has always been good everywhere, but didn't really have that killer instinct. It all started last year in the finale when he was able to beat Stevie Ray by knockout, and he has gone on to finish even more this year. Whether it's on the feet or on the ground, OAM is just a big-time problem. And I think it's just been compounded by the fact that he won last year, the fact that all of his skills are coming together at the right time.
Let's talk about his opponent, Clay Collard. Is being one of the most exciting lightweights in the world going to be enough?
That is a great question, and I think we all know he has the ability, the resilience, the tenacity to be in the championship final. He's earned his spot here this year with some amazing performances. This guy's boxing is second to none in this sport. He's defeated some very, very formidable boxers in his boxing career, let alone his MMA career. He's got a new team here. He's sharpening up his wrestling. He says he's more focused and more well-rounded than he's ever been in his career, and he's on track to win his first world championship in the Professional Fighters League.
Let's take a closer look at this main event matchup. Pounding away at Bruno Miranda. Dan Rigliano taking a close look, and he waves it off away up to the championship.
I think this year I'm truly the best Olivier I ever was.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking confident on the feet.
I think I'm one of the best in the world right now.
I'm not Mr. Perfect. I'm the guy with all the odds stacked against me.
Stevie Ray hurt. It traveled down. Oh.
I've been the underdog this whole season, last season and the season before that.
I think I was good last year, but I think this year it's something even better.
Oh!
OAM can train with GSP, he can have the big gym and big fancy coach and whatever, it doesn't matter.
I'm more tactical than him, and I think he's going to be careful, or is he going to be like the crazy Clay like he was in his last fight? I don't know.
Give me 2 more rounds of this.
25 minutes of Cassius Clay Collard, baby. Let's go.
If you want to see that main event, you've got to scan that QR code. The 2023 PFL World Championship main card is only on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. If you haven't purchased it already, scan the QR code on the bottom right of your screen right now. Purchase the pay-per-view. You will not miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight. Look, when you have 6 world title fights on a card, that means you bring in the whole crew to cover it. We got Dan Hardy in the building, Andy Shepard in the building, and we've got Brett Okamoto. Brett, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Sean. And everybody loves the big boys, right? And so this heavyweight matchup between Renan Ferreira and Denis Goltsov was going to take a lot of attention, right? But anytime you add the name Francis Ngannou to the mix, especially this year after what he just did against Tyson Fury, he's going to come into the conversation, guys. And we are aware that the winner of this fight might be a candidate to fight Francis Ngannou. Are they aware? You better believe it. Renan Ferreira's coach, Conan Silveira, told me that they have been very, very aware of it. They've talked about it. In fact, in Atlanta earlier this year, Renan was talking about it backstage. He said, oh, Francis Ngannou is sitting front row. I got to go out there and make a statement. Denis Goltsov, though, has been making a statement all year long. This guy is extremely well-rounded, extremely confident. Either one of these guys would make a great opponent for Francis Ngannou. We will see if they get that fight in addition to the $1 million check. And for more on this fantastic card, here is the one and only Dan Hardy.
Thank you, Brett. Now the light heavyweight championship may be the most competitive fight on this card. Josh Silveira, we know he's got great wrestling. We know he's got a great ground game as well, but we can't underestimate his striking. His kicks and knees could be really problematic for Kasanganay. On the other side, of course, for Kasanganay, we can't underestimate his grappling, but of course he gets most of his fights done with his fast hand speed. Both of these guys supremely talented. Silveira dangerous at the kicking range as well as at the jiu-jitsu range. Impa Kasanganay, yes, he does have a ground game. He's got great takedown defense, but it's his hand speed, it's his power and his footwork that's going to make the difference. This fight may go back and forth and shift through many, many ranges before we decide who the light heavyweight championship is. Andy Shepherd, our cage announcer, it's over to you now.
Yes, thank you, Dan. Joshua Silveira and Impa Kasanganay, 2 of 12 fighters, not only competing for $1 million tonight, but also one of these, a 2023 PFL World Championship title. Just look at the beauty of this thing. And taking one of these home is not just about a victory tonight. It's about the culmination of a body of work. 4 fights over 8 months, an almost inhuman accomplishment. And look at some of the athletes who've accomplished this. We've got the likes of Ray Cooper III, 2-time Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison. Who can forget the emotion in Brendan Loughnane's victory last year? And also this guy, our very own Sean O'Connell. But Sean, didn't you have to compete in 5 fights to win yours?
Well, yes, Andy, I'm glad you mentioned that. I had to fight 5 times in about 7.5 months. Making it even tougher, Kenny and Randy, than what these fighters have to do this season. I'm joking.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, we just need more confidence from Sean O'Connell. That's exactly what we needed.
All right, so I showed you everyone that's in the building, but 2 more important members of our broadcast team tonight are the best betting experts in the space. Jonathan Coachman and Ian Parker. Tell me how we're betting. Let's start with the main event.
Well, Sean, it's about time you brought in the true stars of the show. And Ian, we have no time to waste. We got it right to the top. How do we bet the main event? And let's remember tonight, these are 5-round fights, not just 3. Where do we go?
Well, with the main event coach, OAM is sitting at -278, as you can see on our betting big board here. Clay Collard sitting at +225. Now, I thought about sprinkling a little bit on Collard because if you look in the past at OAM, the last time he came to a fight that was really tough was when he fought Natan Schultz. Went to a split decision because of the pressure Schultz brought to him. Collard brings that, but I'm going over 3.5 rounds. 6 of the 8 of last Collard's fights went to decision. 6 of 9 for OAM. Over 3.5 rounds in the main event. We're going to see a really fun fight here.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy night for me and Ian and Sean. We still have a Parker's Parlay to come. We have bets on the main event or the main card, and also a Puncher's Chance bold prediction, all coming up in the next 30 minutes. But for now, let's send it back to you.
Excited to hear from our betting experts throughout the night. For more on how to watch our main event, here's Jake Paul.
Boy, Jake Paul, you do not want to miss the PFL World Championships Friday, November 24th on ESPN pay-per-view. 6 world title fights, $6 million on the line. You don't want to miss it. Go to ESPN.com/PPV and click Get Now. Be there.
All right, thanks to Jake. He's going to be involved in our broadcast tonight, by the way. Stop by, help us call a couple of the fights. Huge news in the sport of mixed martial arts broke this week. PFL, we purchased Bellator. That's right. A global MMA powerhouse has been created. The PFL has acquired Bellator. Bellator fighters, the Bellator archives, the Bellator contracts. And what does that mean? Well, it means that coming in 2024, PFL champions versus Bellator champions. That increases the stakes for all of the fighters on the card tonight. Not only competing for a belt, not only competing for a $1 million check, but potentially competing for the opportunity to square off against Bellator champions in the future. One of our fighters who's expressed interest in being part of that event when it does happen, he's going to have to win a title tonight. Clay Collard, an inspiring story of someone who's overcome so much adversity just to get to this place.
I like to be that exciting fight. I don't fight safe.
Oh, what a chin on Collard, my goodness.
I'm not Mr. Perfect. I'm the guy with all the odds stacked against me.
Clay Collard has got Hurricane Shane Hurts.
I'm still gonna show up and I'm still gonna put on a banger. I'm still gonna put on those exciting shows.
Oh, nice left hook.
I'm still gonna get these wins, you know?
Right hand drop, Stevie Ray. Hurricane Shane and Cassius play turn in an instant classic.
I feel like family's a big motivator for everybody, whether it's just their spouse or if they have kids, you know. I feel like family is one of the main reasons everybody in the world does anything, you know. Don't we all do something for our family, you know? So, you know, losing one brother sucks. Losing two is even worse. To be able to fight through the depression of that and the grief and the loss, like, they don't make them like me. God don't make him like me, and he did it because he knew I could handle it, I'm sure. I've missed sporting events, I've missed parent-teacher conferences, I've missed, you know, my baby doing something for the first time. I miss time away from my spouse. I miss a lot of family time because I load up in a car, I pack up for 4 days, and I leave and I train.
The first 2 years in PFL, my brother kept saying, you need to get back with Jason, you need to get back with Jason. You know, after I lost to Martinez, I decided my brother's been right, and I needed to go and be with my coach, and Jason Merlich.
He's good! Yeah, go! Yeah!
OAM. You can train with GSP, you can have the big gym and big fancy coach and whatever, it doesn't matter. My coach is better. You know, yeah, we get down and dirty over here, man. We're not fancy.
Nasty left hands! Stevie Ray in serious trouble. The referee has seen enough.
25 minutes of Cassius clay collar, baby. Let's go.
The PFL on ESPN Plus is brought to you by Celsius. Live Fit, the official energy drink of the PFL. The United States Air Force Reserve. When you're ready for more, go to afreserve.com. Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. And by Bose, the official sound of the PFL. Welcome back to Washington, D.C. 2023 PFL World Championship played out in our nation's capital. Here's our pay-per-view fight card starting at 8 Eastern, exclusively on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. As you take a look at the odds, Larissa Pacheco, a huge favorite. Magomed Karamov, that's a Season 1 welterweight champ who's back here looking at it again potentially in Season 5. He's a favorite, as is Impa Kasanganay. Kayla Harrison, a prohibitive favorite over Aspen Ladd. And the odds have swung in our first bout of our pay-per-view card, Derek Brunson now the favorite over Ray Cooper III. Let's talk about the co-main event. We already showed you a little bit about the main event. Let's talk about the co-main, a heavyweight world title fight. Denis Goltsov, unbelievably experienced, unbelievably skilled, maybe the best jab in the heavyweight division. Will it be enough against Renan Ferreira?
Yeah, I think he definitely has the best jab out of any heavyweight in the world. He sets up all of his strikes off of that. It also helps him get to that clinch. And you talk about clinch takedowns, he can do so many different styles of takedowns from that position, whether sag throws, trips, and from there, he will take you out with his ground and pound. He has knockout power on the feet. He has a ton of talent. He's had some bad luck in getting to the final. He is finally here and is poised to be a champion here in the PFL.
Yeah, whether it was injury issues or visa issues, there's always something in his way between him and a championship opportunity. And this year, the thing standing between Denis Goltsov and that gold belt happens to be 6 feet 8 inches tall. The problema, they call him that for a reason.
They certainly do. The athleticism that this man possesses is unbelievable. I still believe if he was born in any other country, if he was born here for sure, he'd be playing in the NFL or a power forward in the NBA. The knockout power, he's got 9 knockouts to his credit and his 15 victories. You can see the long-range weapons on display there. Stays out of the pocket, finds a way to draw you into these traps and land these long shots, whether it's his feet and his knees or those fists out of the end. And there's that athleticism, the one-legged takeoff, back flip. I mean, who does that at 265 pounds? Unbelievable.
Here's a little more on this incredible heavyweight title fight.
A diferença do Renan de 2022 para 2023, com certeza mais experiente, né?
С первого сезона в PFL, но, к сожалению, в первом сезоне, по большому счету, я считаю себя частью ветераном. В какой-то веке надо все-таки побеждать и доказывать, что наша школа лучшая.
6 feet 8 inches tall, 8 knockouts of his 10 career professional victories. Wow!
Ser protagonista desse show aí vai ser uma realização, vai ser maravilhoso. Uma expectativa muito boa.
Выше рост, длиннее руки и по мышцам, конечно же, он посильнее будет. Все имеют свои минусы, надо просто ими воспользоваться.
Nasty ground and pound from the top. There is the tap! Denis Goltsov to the championship!
4 de novembro, 4 de novembro, eu vou ser o...
If you want to see that heavyweight co-main event, you need to scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and purchase our pay-per-view card tonight on ESPN Plus. First fight, 8 p.m. Eastern. The main card is available only on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Scan the QR code, bottom right-hand corner. You see it. It's right there. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight. A great main event, a great co-main event, but also potentially history in our women's MMA category here in the PFL. Last year, we saw Larissa Pacheco upset Kayla Harrison for a 155-pound title. Now she's back at 145 pounds, looking to become the first PFL fighter to take home a belt in 2 different weight classes. Standing in front of her, Marina Mokhnakina, a 7-time Sambo world champion. Take a look at this featured women's fight.
Eu quero tanto esse cinturão como eu quis ano passado. Eu posso ser campeã de 2 categorias agora.
A multiple-time world champion in sports sambo, long combat history.
Nice doubling, beautiful takedown, ground and pound by Marina now.
Larissa Pacheco unloading, big-time power shot.
That was savage, just savage.
Marina Mokhnakina very aggressive with the striking, and she continues to hammer away with the right. Unrelenting pressure from the fists of Larissa Pacheco. That's why she's one of the best fighters in the world. So Marina Mokhnakina looking to do what Larissa did a year ago and shock the world by pulling off the huge upset. And of course, Larissa looking to stake her claim as the best female mixed martial artist on planet Earth. 2 belts in the PFL against the competition she's faced. She might be able to lay claim to that. And of course, maybe future bouts in a PFL versus Bellator champion card. All of that is on the table for Larissa Pacheco. How are we betting the rest of our pay-per-view card? We have experts who guide us through that. Jonathan Coachman and Ian Parker are back, and they are the best in the business. Take it away, fellas.
Yeah, Sean, time for a little rapid-fire PFL style. Let's go right to that co-main event, Ian. And we got two big boys that can move, but how do you think they're going to move tonight?
Coach, since day one of this season, I said Dennis Goltsov, it's his year as long as the visa issues aren't a problem and his injuries stay away. And you know what also doesn't help win fights? Backflips. So I'm not taking him Ferreira. I'm going to take Dennis Goltsov, but I'm going to go by finish at -225, a little bit above that -200 number. This fight's not going the full 5 rounds, and the biggest difference here, Coach, the sambo, the takedowns, the wrestling of Goltsov, and Ferreira is not good off his back. Let's go finish by Goltsov to get the win.
And this year, Larissa Pacheco, she has a chance to kind of cement what she did 1 year ago tonight. Do you think she gets it done again?
I do. Look, Marina is a very talented fighter. She's got good striking, very durable, good cardio, but Larissa Pacheco's just on a different level, and I'm going to go with what the theme has been. I'm going to take her to win by KO or TKO at -165. I think that line should be higher. I think it might happen in round 2. But that's where we're going. I think she becomes a double champ and continues that skyrocket to the moon.
Yeah, a year ago, Kayla Harrison suffered the biggest defeat of her career. She's back tonight in a showcase bout. But the numbers, we can't bet those, so how do we bet this fight?
Coach, this -675 might be the lowest number you and I have ever seen. On top of that, and I was scratching my head even seeing this, by finish earlier was +100, even money. Now it's at -115. I love that number. I would hate to be the first person to fight Kayla Harrison after her first loss of her career. Give me Kayla at -115 by finish. No way this fight goes all 3 rounds.
And Ian, I know you're a man of the people, and you want to give them Parker's Parlay World Championship style. Talk to me.
Let's start off. If we get past this fight, I think we go the whole way. Give me Gabriel Braga at -120, Coach. The first fight, he won, and Pinedo's had to win these last 2 fights in dramatic fashion, but Braga's been so consistent the whole way, keep getting better. I'm going with Braga here. The next one, we're going to go. Let's take Kayla Harris at -675. Let's get that number to keep on going and going. Next, we're going to go with Magomed Karamov. We've seen this fight before. We've seen the story. No reason to believe it changes. I think the wrestling is going to be the difference maker here, so we're going to select him. And last but not least, give me the heavyweight that I think wins it all. I've said since day one, our last leg. And at +335, that is Parker's Parlay for the final championship of the PFL season.
And Ian, you and I have been together for 3 years, and you're all about a bold prediction presented, of course, by Puncher's Chance. So where are we going for this very bold one tonight?
Coach, originally, I was all over Ray Cooper weeks ago when I heard this fight was announced. I thought, wow, what a matchup for him. Stop the takedown, get the knockout. But the fact that he missed weight at 185 looked terrible. Last time this happened, he lost to Carlos Leal. Give me Derek Brunson to win by knockout in round 2. The size difference might matter. I don't like the way Cooper looked on the scale. Look at those numbers at +1400. Let's hit this for the finals.
Yeah, we already saw Sean address the fact that the odds have started to flip, and you noticed that too. Now, Sean O'Connell, Ian and I are going to be here all night long updating our picks, maybe some live betting as well. So we're just getting started, but we need to crash and cash some tickets. Sean O'Connell, back to you.
+335 on Parker's Parlay, +1400 on the bold prediction. That's why the Duck is the best in the building. You saw the bets. You need to see the fights. 6 world title bouts, 6 $1 million checks. It's the biggest night in mixed martial arts.
The toughest test in MMA.
It was a dream of mine to be a champion.
This is more than a fight.
I'm trying to build a legacy.
I've sacrificed, I've put my blood on the contract. The MMA gods know this.
This is life-changing money.
It's one thing we're missing. We want that gold that money can't buy.
The goal hasn't changed. Kayla Harrison, the greatest there ever was. I want to be undeniable.
Are minutes away from our early fight card beginning here on ESPN+. Let's talk about that fight card right now. And I think my favorite thing about it is right there at the top. Featherweight World Championship, Gabriel Braga, Jesus Pinedo. It's a rematch from earlier in the season before any of us had a full appreciation of what these two young men are truly capable of as fighters. That was a split decision victory for the still undefeated Gabriel Braga. Let's talk about him. Does he still have the advantage second time around?
Braga's gotten better each and every time he's gone out there. He's been solid all year long. His Muay Thai, his striking is very, very good. He's going to be tough to beat, in my opinion.
Well, Jesus Pinedo, he's pulled off some unexpected results. Can he do it again?
Well, he's another guy that has gotten better and better and better. You know, already pulled off some crazy upsets here this year. And I thought that he got better in that fight as he went against Braga. Definitely a fight that could have gone either way. This time we have 25 minutes, and that last fight was action-packed all over the place. Tremendous mixed martial arts there. Very, very technical, high-level fight.
We talk about these $1 million checks changing lives. These are two rising South American fighters who do not come from wealth. So when you talk about a fight changing your life, nothing better than this. 25 years old and 27 years old, by the way. These guys are the future of the sport, maybe the future of this division, and who knows, as they get older, as they mature, as those weight cuts get a little bit harder, maybe we see it at 155 pounds or even 170 in the future. An incredible world title at Fedham.
Cara, eu já tô enxergando esse $1 milhão há muito tempo.
Big right hand there from Braga. Nasty combination from Braga. Oh!
Cuando lleve el cinturón a casa y vea la sonrisa de mi padre y de todo un país, todo habrá valido la pena, ¿no?
Oh, the kick landed! Oh my goodness! It's down and Pinedo pounds it out!
Então, na primeira luta, eu não fiz um camp direcionado para ele. Agora, eu tô fazendo um camp 100% direcionado para ele.
Nice combination by Pinedo, really bringing the heat here.
La primera pelea siento que la gané, todo el mundo dice que la gané. Si hubiera una revancha y más que todo en la final estaría totalmente contento, ¿no?
Vou arrancar a cabeça dele fora. Vou acabar com essa luta no primeiro round.
El objetivo es la final, de todas maneras, y agarrar el cinturón.
If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know. I can't help you, all right?
So good.
I love talking about these fights, but it's time to be about these fights. We've got action coming up next, right here on ESPN+. Jesse Stern is back. We saw him. He was impressive the first time he came out in a showcase bout. He's looking to bolster his chances for an invitation. And Blyden, he's from not too far away from here. Will the local favorite pull it off? Find out next.
Where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
The following transformation is real, but temporary. Now any guy can temporarily cover grays, fill in thin, patchy areas, and create a fuller, defined look for beard and brows. New, just for men, one-day beard and brow. Breakthrough color that stays put for the day till you wash it out. Transform your look. New, just for men, one-day beard and brow color.
It's the biggest night in mixed martial arts, and it starts right now. Coming up later, our pay-per-view card. If you want to see 5 world title fights, the return of Kayla Harrison, the return of Ray Cooper, the debut of Derek Brunson, you got to scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Don't wait. Do it now. Scan to purchase PFL World Championship pay-per-view. We'll whet your appetite with these 4 fights. Showcase bout between Jesse Stern and Josh Blyden will start the action. You'll see the grandson of Muhammad Ali, Biagio Ali Walsh. You'll see Mark Zuckerberg's MMA trainer, Kai Wu. You'll also see a featherweight world title, Gabriel Braga and Jesus Pinedo, just to give you a sense of what you're buying on the pay-per-view later tonight.